Hi, today I want to tell you something about the best time to buy in real estate. Right now is the best time to buy real estate if you have some investable surplus. Let us see why it is the best time to buy. India's GDP growth. India's GDP growth has been through very choppy terms of GDP growth rate. So if you see, it has gone down right now to as low as 3.42 and earlier it was as high as say 12%. So what we see is that it's not new for India to be in sub 5% growth rate level. It had been in since 1990, about 20 years. If you see, we have hit a very low of 1% GDP. Compared to that, we are much better, and what we see is a temporary fall of GDP growth, which will again come back to maybe double-digit GDP growth. Even if it's not double-digit, if we cross the 7% barrier, we are going to see a lot of real estate in valuation, if the GDP growth stays above 5%. So right now, due to the less GDP growth in last couple of years, we are seeing a discounted price of real estate. Inflation, say around from 2000 till 2009 was pretty much in control. But of late, in the last 5 years, inflation has really shot up. And this is the reason why cost of construction of real estate has been increasing like crazy. So it's a good time to invest right now. As times go forward, we are never going to see real estate at prices, at costs what was 5 years ago. So inflation is going to increase the cost of construction of real estate, and that will impact upon the prices. Exchange rate. If you see the exchange rate of Indian rupee, it has, oh my god, there's a huge change in the last 20 years. In the last 5 years alone, the exchange rate has shot up like crazy. This has made foreign investors buy Indian real estate at a very cheap rate, and it will continue to help FII inflows, FDI, etc. Home loans. This is a surprising thing which is different than the entire world, where we have very high interest rate. India's interest rate has been historically been high compared to the global levels, and interest on home loan is still very high. Even though government in the last quarter did reduce the home loans, but once it drops, the demand for housing is going to increase. Supply side constraint. What we are seeing now is supply side constraint. This supply side constraints have been due to sand mining restriction. As you know that sand mining is going to have repercussion on the construction of real estate. This sand mining restrictions are countrywide, and especially in northern and western India, we have supply side problems due to sand mining. Regulatory changes, city level regulation and national level regulation are a problem, I would say, in construction of new real estate. The new regulations are making it more and more difficult to create new buildings. We have FSI changes at city level. We have the real estate regulation bill coming up at national level. Cost of funds for builders are a big problem. Even if the home loans reduce, the cost of funds for business is very high. Other avenues of investments are, drying up. Like for example, gold is set for a price decrease, and even if it does not decrease, the return which the gold used to get is going to be less compared to the last 5 years. Stock market is volatile and broad-based recovery is yet out of sight. So stock market have not been able to give a broad-based recovery even after years of downturn. Fixed income instruments have lost battle against inflation. So fixed income instruments have lost the battle against the ever increasing inflation, and I would say the real returns have been eroded. Election year. As we know, 2014 is going to be the election year of at the center, and it's going to, whichever government comes, is going to uplift the sentiments of the market. Markets are lowest in 5 years. The real estate prices are lowest in the last 5 years. This shows imminent increase is around the corner. So when the markets increase, are falling for 5 continuous years, it's about time that the increase, they're all set to increase. So these are the reasons why it is the best time to invest. And if you have any inquiry regarding buying of real estate, please contact Remax. Thank you.